Travis Scott and Playboi Carti are both massively influenced and have been guided by Kanye West, aka Ye. However, I often see the topic online of Travis Scott versus Playboi Carti. People online will always try to argue that one is bigger than the other, or more recently you'll see fans of Travis or Carti attack fans of each other. I often see people saying Carti has been more influential than Travis ever will be, but then you'll see the Travis fans defend him by saying he's still bigger than Carti and he has far more sales. But when I see these conversations happening online, I just think that they're kinda stupid because we all know who both of them are. In the hip hop world, they have their own lanes, and yes, both Travis and Carti have similar sounds, but they are so much different at the same time. Both Travis and Carti are at their peaks of their careers and have so much anticipation for their upcoming albums. But the second you say something like that, you'll immediately get a fan of one or the other to say something like, well, so-and-so is more anticipated because of whatever the reason they come up with. Here's what I think. Travis Scott has easily the most anticipated album for any average hip-hop fan. I don't think that's a hot take at all. People have been hyped up for Utopia since 2021 when Travis first teased that it would come out that year. Utopia will be a huge moment for Travis Scott. But with that being said, Playboi Carti has arguably just as much anticipation for his album. In my opinion, I don't think he has nearly the same amount of hype as Travis Scott with Utopia, but it's really only for a few reasons. Playboi Carti hasn't even announced anything regarding a new album. At least with Whole Lotta Red, we knew the title of the album over a year before it dropped. All we know about Carti's next album is that he said it'd be called Music. But in that answer, he made it seem like he's not really in album mode. Now, that interview was in fall of 2022, so who knows what has changed for Carti. But right now, we really know nothing about the next Carti album. I highly doubt it'll be titled Music. But another reason I don't think there's nearly as much hype for a new Carti project as there would be for Travis Scott is because we don't really know what Carti's new sound is gonna be like. Again, with Whole Lotta Red, we had leaks, often, and even a few going insane like They Tryna Be Cray song. So overall, Travis Scott has more hype right now because he is gearing up to actually release and has been planning this out for years at this point. Playboi Carti has a ton of hype as well, but not on that same level just because of the lack of information regarding his next album. Let me put it like this. If Travis Scott and Playboi Carti released new albums on the same day, I think Travis would outsell Carti. Another angle I always see talked about online with the Travis Scott versus Carti debate is the labels. Now, I've talked about both Cactus Jack and Opium in a few videos, but just to give my take on the labels is Opium is making huge waves with Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely, while Cactus Jack has had some issues with their artist being Sheck Wes, who hasn't really been truly relevant since 2019. Don Toliver has been a super successful Cactus Jack member, but that's all you can really say about Cactus Jack. Oh wait, I almost forgot about Sofago. Yeah, so Cactus Jack has done absolutely nothing for Sofago. He's still at the same level he was at when he signed in 2021. As far as labels go, Playboi Carti is beating Travis Scott in that lane by a huge margin, in my opinion. Now, I'm gonna pivot a little bit, and I want to talk about how Kanye's influence on both Carti and Travis, and who potentially could be the next Kanye Prodigy between Carti and Travis. Travis has been around Kanye since 2013, when he begun helping Kanye as a producer. I think at that time, Kanye saw a ton of himself in Travis, so Kanye took him under his wing, and now we see the results of that. However, with Playboi Carti and Kanye's relationship, it was much different. Playboi Carti was already very established in the hip-hop scene, but wanted Kanye to help guide him in his career into what it is today. But what I mean by that is Carti got close to Kanye and is taking everything Kanye has told him and teaching him and taking it all in. Of course, Carti is still going to do his things his own way. Kanye is helping him maintain a good reputation even when bad things happen to him. For example, just this past Christmas time, Playboi Carti was arrested on an alleged domestic abuse charges. But he never said a thing. He lets his fans create the narrative that he's a narcissist and only cares about himself. But it doesn't backfire just because people accept it and say, well, you know, it's Carti. That's just how he is. Now, I don't think Kanye was the only reason Playboi Carti has grown the fan base he has, but I'm sure Kanye has told him tips and only helped Carti maintain such a great reputation in the hip-hop scene with his fan base. Now, to get back to the question I originally started with about who's the next Kanye prodigy, I think the person who would fill Kanye's shoes if he did retire or just move on to fashion entirely, I'd say Playboi Carti would fit that role a little bit better than Travis Scott. And the main reason is because Playboi Carti has established himself as someone who thinks just like Kanye. I'm not sure you can say the same about Travis Scott. Playboi Carti, with every move he makes now, always thinks about it for his brand and reputation before doing so. Travis Scott does protect his brand as well, but with the whole Astroworld Festival tragedy, I think he knows before his brand is considered cool again, he has to drop Utopia. So yes, Travis Scott could easily become that prodigy again. But right now, I see Playboi Carti filling that role better than Travis Scott would. Overall, I think the Travis Scott versus Playboi Carti debate is a little bit dumb, and people pick and choose what argument they want to make for the artist. I think the next Kanye prodigy, or the one who could fill his shoes the best, would be Playboi Carti, but Travis Scott will always be a part of Kanye's camp. Let me know what you think about this take. What do you think about the Travis Scott versus Playboi Carti debate? And lastly, let me know who you think will be filling the shoes of Kanye when he eventually does end up being finished with music. Thanks for watching.